Okay, so good afternoon and welcome to day three, our final day of this, the wealth and business mindset. And it has been an awesome experience so far. We have been talking about self-love in day one and how it relates to building a business that we love and, actually making money and being at peace making money. We've been talking about in day two, overcoming this lack scarcity mentality, which keeps us locked down, which keeps us held back from the impact that we can actually make in the world, from the people we are called to help, from the people, from our community, from our tribe. Yesterday Bridget talked about how we, each and every one of us, have something special inside of us that we are meant, that God has given us, and we're meant to use that to impact our communities, and we're meant to use that in our lives, not just, and our talents are not just, and skills are not just for us and for our families, but the Bible says that that our talents will bring us before kings. So we are meant to use our talents to equip us and to bless us financially and others around us as well. So today is all about destiny and entrepreneurship, and how they're all linked, because as women of God has given us so much resources, internal resources within us, and it's our duty to cultivate those resources and actually use them for His glory, and use them to take care of us. Everything we need is already within us. Everything we need to have the life that we want is already within us. Everything we need to glorify God is already within us. So I'll hand over to Bridget as we start today's session, and I'm sure we are all going to be totally blessed. Oh, 1 second.
Yeah, so good afternoon, ladies. So today we're going to be talking about destiny and entrepreneurship, two of my probably most favorite topics on the entire planet. So let's dive right in. For those of you who are aspiring to enter into the marketplace, to create products or to offer a service, for those of you who already are in that space, I'm in that space, I know Elizabeth is in that space already. Most of the times when we think about entrepreneurship, we think about money, okay? Freedom. We want to work for ourselves. We want more money so we can buy nicer things, have an easier life. And those things are good, because I personally believe that wealth, money, material things, they are a blessing from God, and they come to make our lives easier and pleasurable. And I always say that products and services serve about 2 or 3 purposes: to take away pain, to make our lives easier, or to give us pleasure. So everything you see around you that has ever been created by a human being, whether it's something you put on your body, you put in your body, whether it's something in your environment like furniture, electronics, books, all those things, they serve one of 3 purposes. Either they take away discomfort or pain, or to solve a problem. For example, a washing machine will help you wash your clothes. If you've ever lived or traveled to a third world country where not every household has a washing machine, people hand wash their clothes. And if we were to do that in this weather, in this day and age, you'd realize that it's very time consuming, it's not a pleasant process. So things like washing machines, microwaves, these take away pain, they solve problems. And then we have things like vitamin drops and clothing and jackets and other things that make us feel better, give us pleasure. And then we have luxuries. So all the products you see, plus the services like cab services and nannies and childcare, everything that human beings have ever put in place, solve or fit into one of those 3 categories. So for those who are entrepreneurs, who create products and services, our purpose and our place in the world is to do one of those 3 things, okay? Now, in the space that I work in, I work in marketing, PR, consultancy. we look at creating products and services, obviously to make, not just to help the people in the market, but also to enrich ourselves and to have a better life. But if you look at the creation story right from the beginning, from the get-go, you would see that when God created man, Adam and Eve, he gave them a commission. After he'd made everything, he told them to have dominion, to tend the earth, and to have dominion over everything. So we are in a place where God has put us on the space to have dominion. And dominion means rulership. It's not suppression. There's a difference between suppressing and oppressing people and things. And there's also a difference between having kingship and rulership. So hence, I'm going to talk about divine mandate and then the marketplace as in relation to the kingdom. So for those of you and those of us who believe God has called us to run our own businesses, what makes us different from, or what's the difference between working for someone, okay, supporting someone else's enterprise? Because don't forget, the person you work for has their own business. So if you work for someone, you're serving or you're supporting someone else's business. But if you believe that God has called you to start your own business, or you have that innate desire to start your own enterprise, then you have a kingship anointing. Now, let me explain. When we create things, we end up bringing legislation to the earth. So let's say this product, okay? This is my favorite nail varnish. It's my favorite color. My journey in entrepreneurship started in beauty. So my first ever business was a beauty practice. I opened up a hair salon, I did bridal makeup, and then I graduated to other businesses. So I love beauty products. And over the years, I've become very mindful when I'm picking up a product. I tend to stick to the same product. This is my favorite nail varnish. It's actually from the Pound Shop. Okay, it's Makeup Gallery. And the reason why I stick to this product is because whenever I pick up a nail varnish or lipstick, I always look at the bottom to look at the name. All right, I look at the name of the product. And usually with beauty products, if you've never done this before, I always challenge women wherever I go, whether I speak at an event, the next time you go into a shop to buy a product, pick up your lipstick, your nail varnish, look at the bottom. It's not just nail varnish, it's just not perfumes that have names. Most or almost every single beauty product has a name. The shade will be at the bottom and it will tell you the name of the product. And most of the products on the market, beauty products, have names that are just horrific. You pick up a nail varnish and you look at the bottom and you say something like Gold Digger, Midnight Witch, or One Night Stand. You will see that. Do that with next time when you go to the supermarket, pick up a beauty product and look at the bottom. And so people place legislature on the earth. Those of us who are entrepreneurs, we are able to release mandates through our products and services. Now, if you pick up a product and it says at the bottom, Lippy, Born Lippy, or One Night Stand, and you use that product, you are allowing that label to rule over you. If you look around, if you go into your kitchen right now and you look in your kitchen cupboard, you will see products in your cupboard, and then you will see names. Everything has a name. There's absolutely nothing that is blank. Now, this has no label on it, as you can see. Okay, so if I said to my daughter, go to the kitchen and bring me my water flask. I love water flasks. I have tons in my kitchen, and they go in there, and I say, pick up the rose gold one. I had 3 rose gold ones, and they're like, Mummy, which one? Which one? They would ask me which one because there is no label or name on it. There is actually something at the bottom. There is a brand name at the bottom. But if it wasn't obvious, my children couldn't identify. But if they had a logo at the front or a name at the front, and there were 3 bottles, the similar color, but they all have different names, then my child would be able to bring me the one I've asked for. So when people create products and services, we create legislature, we bring laws into the earth. If you watch TV, or you spend time on Netflix or anywhere, not Netflix, Netflix don't do ads, but if you spend time on advertising on your TV, you are given instruction. You will see someone say, serve this way, just add in milk, do this 5 times a day. People who create products and services are rulers. They are kings. They are leaders on the earth. It's not just about making money. That's not why we're here. We need to understand that the divine mandate around entrepreneurship is one of rulership and kingship. We get to make decisions. We get to tell people how to live, how to feel. In the West, where we have what we call mainstream marketing, the decision makers tend to send messages out through products and services, and everybody obeys. So, there were always movements around, especially with women's products, about how women's products cause women to feel inadequate, or we don't have confidence because of the kind of products on the market. And that's because entrepreneurs have a divine mandate, whether they are Christians or not. I want you to kind of understand this. Whether someone is a Christian or not, if someone has been anointed to create products and services, that person has a divine mandate from God to either take away pain, to bring about pleasure, or to make life easier for people through products and services. That is the mandate, the divine mandate of an entrepreneur, okay? A business owner is also an entrepreneur. A self-employed person is also an entrepreneur. These are 3 types of entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship itself is like a ministerial calling, okay? I remember many years ago when I was quite young and I just got married, my husband used to say to me, Bridget, you need to pray more and you need to have a different mindset, because being called as an entrepreneur can be more, there is more work to do, or there are more battles to fight in the arena of entrepreneurship than even ministry. Because my husband is a pastor, so he'll say to me, Bridget, you need to understand this. You'll fight more things and come across more opposition than even if you were running a church ministry. And I didn't understand that until I started to understand the mandate, the divine mandate behind entrepreneurship. And that is because we really, apart from the word of God that is given to us, think about it for a minute, okay? Think about it. Apart from the word of God and the laws of God that are given to us for us to live so that we can please God, the next set of things that are the most powerful are things that enter our body and go on our body and that we have direct contact with, and that's our products and services. Products and services, they rule the earth. There is more control over you, your life, through products and services, and entrepreneurs occupy that space. So how then, as someone who believes you have been called to start, let's say, a children's after school club or a restaurant or a estate agent, or you feel that God is calling you to go into furniture production, as a Christian, how do you start your journey and what kind of mindset should you have? First of all, we talked about the poverty mindset yesterday. We talked about transformation through the renewal of the mind. Your mind has to be in the right place, okay? You have to be ready and willing to understand that your business is not just about money in the bank, because I'm going to tell you something, that when you start a business, sometimes God will require training. God will train you through circumstances and through opposition and other things through your business, so that you can become refined, so that when you finally come into the place of abundance and financial wealth, which is a side effect of entrepreneurship, that's not the only side effect. One side effect is financial wealth. When you come into that place, you will have good character. Okay, you have good character, you have noble character. Your heart will not be turned away, because it's very easy when you have money and when God starts to bless you financially, you can afford anything. It's very easy for bad character to start manifesting, attitude, rudeness, arrogance. I go into places, shops, and I see Christians so rude to people just because they have money, they have a shop, just because they are wealthy. So I want to tell you that
your mind has to shift. You have to have a mindset shift as you start your entrepreneurial journey. If you're within your entrepreneurial journey, you need to see yourself as a lawmaker. You are here to create legislation through your products and services. Even if you cook, let's say you have a business and you make jollof rice and you cook, you make fish and chips, or you have a restaurant, whatever you do, when people come into your space to eat, you are there to impact. You're there to make sure that when they eat their food, the food is healthy. You're not cheating people by using oil that has been used over and over again. You're not feeding them bad products. You will be accountable to God for the way you run your enterprise. So entrepreneurship is a divine call, okay? It's a heavenly call, and that is why those who occupy spaces creating products and services who are not godly people, they create products and services, and at the end, those products and services really does impact people negatively. Now let's look at the fashion and beauty fields where I work predominantly. Pick up any magazine, any newspaper, go on any online blog, and the first thing you see is nudity. All right, nudity, which is the order of the day. It's the trend of the day. I'm going to talk about trends very soon in the next 2 minutes. The order of the day is nudity, lasciviousness, lust, hypersexuality. So this is the generation we're living in right now. So from a pot of yogurt to noodles to high heel shoes, everything is sold using these mediums. So when you as an entrepreneur have that desire to create, you now ask God, how do I bring my products and services to the market in this massive competition? There is huge competition. There is real big competition out there. And so we want to change our mindset. We want to attune ourselves with the word of God. We want to tap into God's word. One of the things that we should be doing regularly, daily as entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, is to have a prayer altar. That is our starting point right at the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey. You need to have a personal altar where you can meet with God daily, even if it's just 5 minutes. I know some of you are mums. Even if it's just 5 minutes before you do the school runs or after the school runs, if you don't work as a civil servant and you work at home or in a small office by yourself, having a little altar. And an altar is a meeting place, okay? That's all an altar is. It's a place where we meet with God, and it could be at your desk. 5 minutes of prayer, dedicating your business, asking God for direction, putting your heart on that altar and saying, I tend to get irritated easily or angry easily, or I'm easily swayed, or I struggle with procrastination, or I'll do half an hour of work and 2 hours of Netflix. So because what we do is not just about money, but it's about human lives and human souls, we need to make sure that we are at least building an altar around our business, an altar between us and our God, so God can meet us in that place. Second thing you want to be doing is ensuring that you are attuning your mind for longevity, for the journey. So the road sometimes ahead of us can be it can be rough. You may have to go through things. God will allow you to go through seasons where you have to work a little harder and you're putting effort in and you're not seeing results. And that might be because you're in the seed time and harvest season where you put your seed in the ground. You're not yet seeing the fruit, but you need to have longevity. You need to be able to hold on tight. And the third thing is, like I said, linking this to seed time and harvest, you need to be able to invest in yourself. No entrepreneur, there's no true entrepreneur out there who does not invest in themselves. I put a little quote in the group before we came on. It said that I'm going to spend all my money on Christmas presents, said no true entrepreneur ever. It just came to me this afternoon, and I was like, because it's coming on Christmas, ask me whether I put money in my business or whether I put money into Christmas presents. I will choose my business. The reason is I don't see my business as only a money-making machine. I see my business as an avenue to touch lives, to transform lives, to transform generations, to change people's children's lives, to change communities. So if I have an opportunity to invest in myself or to buy Christmas presents, I've got kids, so I've got no choice. I've got to do Christmas presents. But if I didn't have children, everyone knows me, that I can be a real, you know, I'm not that person who would cry because I don't get Christmas presents or whatever it is. It's because from a very early age, I've known that my role in the marketplace is to ensure that people create legacy businesses. That's my desire. I want to help people create businesses. When they're longer here, their children can have, savings. Their children can have college funds. When I create, and I have this conversation with my clients a lot. I say, think about when you're not here. Build your business so that when you're gone, your children won't scrape around. And so that is number 3. You have to be able to invest. Number 1 is your altar, your business altar. As much as you have a personal prayer altar, your business needs to have an altar. There must be something unique about you around your business that you can put on the altar of God. I know what mine is. I'm here to make a difference. Apart from the businesses I run, I believe I'm a kingmaker, okay? I'm a kingmaker. I'm here to raise up kings in the kingdom. That is one of my mandates as God. So when I start my day, every day, I have to visit that altar. I have to understand trends. I try to keep current with trends. It's almost half past. I try to keep current with trends. So when the year begins, there's always forecasts in the fashion business, industries around colors and stuff. So I keep on trend with that. I try to understand the spiritual connotation of colors, why there are new colors for the season. Then when I see the enemy trying to use that, I pray for my communities. I pray for my clients. I pray for my children. I pray for my church. I pray for my locality. I ask God to help me express to my clients and to my church about the trends that are coming, what they mean. So I have to have my altar, and then I also have to attune my mind into having longevity, because there are days. Today, actually, before I came in this call, I was with a client. She said to me, there are days I just want to give up. I hope you won't get upset with me. And I said, I still want to give up many days. There are days I just want to shut everything down. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I was like, by the end of 2029, I'm going to shut my PR company down and I'm just going to go to the gym every day. And then the next day I was like, no, you're not. You're not, because it's a divine mandate. You're here to help people. So, you can't shut down your PR company and go for long walks every day and sip green tea. That's not the life that God has called you to. But there are times I feel that way. I've had enough. I don't want to deal with anyone or deal with anything. But then I remember that it's a journey, and that times I'll come before a door and that door is shut for me, and I have to wait for God to open that door. And so through that, God is building my character. He's building nobleness in me. And then the third one is investing. We have to have the ability to want to invest in ourselves. All good entrepreneurs are great investors. It's not about having a lot of money. Okay, we're not talking about always putting tons and tons of money into our startups or into staff or courses, but it's about the mindset of investing. It could be the difference between buying this and taking a course on how to use Microsoft, or the difference between buying this and taking a course in how to use Word or Excel. So that is it for today. Entrepreneurship and destiny is very, very much linked. The entrepreneurial journey is a lifelong call. If you want to commit to it, you have to realize that it's God's assignment for you. And the reason why we go into the marketplace is because we are here to decree, we are here to put in place legislation and laws. Just as, like I said, right behind me there are books, there are things behind me which I buy by, and these are full of instruction, and they tell me how to live my life, and these are laws. So I'm going to hand over to Elizabeth. Before I do, I'm going to say we will be handing over to you affirmations and prayer points and references. I think, I don't know, tomorrow or the day after. Elizabeth will have them, so you can contact her, just send her a message if you want to receive those, and then she'll send that across to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bridget. That was awesome. Honestly, entrepreneurship and destiny is that is what we're called for. Every Christian is called, into entrepreneurship, because that is the calling. You're called to minister to people. You're called to bring your gifts and talents before other people. There's something that holds a lot of people back. We keep thinking that we don't have time. Like, life is just going so fast for most of us. And in terms of the life that is going, you're thinking about your circumstances, the things around you, the activities that you're doing, going to school, going to work, getting back, getting, your interactions with people, and all these different things. But the thing is that, life is also going within us, right? And we need to be able to get to the place where we build more on the life that is within us. That's our true self, than worrying about the life that is going on around us, which is where most of us are. And that is why our businesses aren't flourishing the way we want them to be, and our income isn't flourishing the way we want it to be. We're so concentrated on the circumstances, on the fact that Brexit is happening, for example, on the fact that, all these different things are going to affect us. But if we focus on what's within us, on who we truly are, and we're more self-aware about who that person is, we are able to actually grow and be the person who can actually live out this true entrepreneurship journey that is, without overwhelm and stress-free, and being stress-free. And who we truly are is so much more than the experiences that we go through, right? It's so much more than the places we go and the things that we do. It's, our mind, it's our feelings, it's our emotions, it's our attitude, it's our intellect, it's our health, it's our body, and they're all, interlinked. And by focusing and building that up, building our our true self, like how Bridget said, by being, focusing on setting up a personal altar and an entrepreneurship altar as well, making sure that we're at that place where our first priority is to build up our inner self with God. Have your personal altar where you can build your inner self, where you can build your mind, your emotions, your feelings, your attitude, your thoughts, your intellect, so that once you're so strong internally, it in turn affects everything that's around you. It in turn affects everything that's around you. It affects how your business is run. It affects how you send out emails in your business. It affects the intention with which you send out emails. And it affects the way people reply you. It affects the clients that come towards you. It affects the clients that leave you, and it affects the business that you attract to yourself. So it starts within you. And that's why Bridget's first point was building a personal altar. Because you need to get that, really, that is the solid and the most important thing that you can actually do. And then, and that also helps in renewing and transforming your mind, so that you can be in this place where you're building a business that's effortless. You're going to work and it's effortless, and you're building income that is effortless. There's something that someone once said to me, that, your boss can determine your income based on a particular job role, but only you determine how much you make. And if you want to make more for yourself, for your business, and for your family, and to impact more people, you have to, you determine that. And God has given you all those resources, and they're internal as well. All those resources are internal, but sometimes we block it out by focusing on all the, the sound and the noise of everything that's happening around us. So our life, eventually we're just letting life happen to us, and we're working on default, as opposed to actually working on purpose and, working straight from the heart, working from connection with God, working, in alignment with what God has for our future, what He's called us to be. And and that is so important. And there's so much more that we can say about this, but I'll round up here. And my last point, with regards to, especially with regards to destiny entrepreneurship and income, because that's one of my passions, where I know that God has called me to help women increase their streams of income, and so that they can make money for themselves and for their communities and impact more lives, is that, when in entrepreneurship, it's all about selling. You're selling. But the truth is that it's not really about selling. It's about serving. You're serving other people. You're giving a service. Everything you're doing is out of love, because God has called you. If God has called you to be a doctor, you're serving. If God has called you to be a lawyer, you're serving. If you're an accountant, you're serving. If you are a business woman, you are serving. Everything that we do is service, because on this world, no man is an island. Everything we do affects someone else. You can't. The fact that you woke up this morning, you got dressed, you had breakfast, and you got to work, it had to do with the service of thousands and millions of people. Someone sold your clothes. Someone a cow somewhere manufactured the meat that you ate, and someone packaged it and sent it to the shop. Someone sent maybe you got your food delivered. The delivery truck brought the food to your house. The car that you made, someone manufactured it somewhere in Japan or Germany or in the US somewhere. Like, everything we do is because everything we have is because someone else served, and everything we do is out of service to someone else. And when we find it difficult to grow our income, and when it's overwhelming and it's stressful, is when we're not looking at it from a place of service. When we're looking at it from a place of selling is about getting. You're trying to get something from someone without giving something back. But when you're serving, you're giving. You're just giving, you're giving. But guess what? It's also there. You're not giving, it's not for free, right? Because you didn't go to the shop and get this. I didn't go to the shop and get this dress for free. If I took it for free, it was either free or I stole it. But someone offered me, do you need a dress? Are you cold? Do you need a winter coat? Yes, I do. Or you can have one for £50. Thank you. Wonderful. It's service. And the clients that are meant for you will receive your gift with thanks. So, and being a business person and being able to serve, and truly know your worth, because one, you know your worth, you know who you are, you know what God has called you to be. So therefore, you're not bringing down your price, you're not haggling, but you're setting your price out of the service that you're giving. And then you just serve, and you love. Like day one, we talked about self-love, which is so key. Like, that is the foundation. If you didn't watch it, we'll just go back to the other video. That's the foundation. When you you get to a place where you can love yourself and all your quirks, your flaws, you're able to fully appreciate yourself. You're able to start to know yourself, and you're able to realize that actually this is what I have to give. And some people wouldn't like it. Yeah, that's fine. And some people will, and those are your tribe. And there's no, we're not competing. The people who are meant for you, right? And then we get to this other place where we have to overcome this scarcity mindset, where we think, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, or, everything is just not enough, right? And it's again back in our mind. So we're constantly renewing our minds constantly. And if you didn't watch that video yesterday, definitely go to day 2. It was so impactful. I can't even go into it right now. You're constantly renewing your mind. And now today, we're talking about having this altar, this place of altar, where this personal altar and a business altar, where you can, this mind that you're knowing, you're bringing it out to God, and you're opening it up, taking out what isn't, taking out what isn't of God, taking out what is holding you back, and infusing it with thoughts and ideas and dreams that will propel you forward, propel you to continue to impact the world the way you are. There is no business, no job role that God has called you to and given you the talents to do that is not meant for His glory. And that doesn't mean that because you're doing God's work, that you have to bring down your price or you have to do it for free. It's not like they don't even they're not even coincide. They don't even go together, because when you start devaluing, when you devalue yourself or the impact that you provide, you automatically devalue the impact that your clients and the people who are receiving from you will receive. When you devalue that's basically, you can rewind that to hear it again. So thank you so much for being with us this 3 days. It's been amazing. I have learned so much, and so many more things are coming to me. And and throughout these 3 days, if you want to uncover whatever it is that's holding you back financially, holding you back from your business, holding you back from making this impact that you are called to make, we all have a place on this earth, then you should book a call. You should book a breakthrough session with us, so you can actually discover what is holding you back and how you can propel yourself forward, how you can get to this place where you can actually be all that you are meant to be, without the overwhelm, without the stress, without the the self-limiting beliefs, and without the stress, and actually have the strategies to also propel you forward as well. Because as Bridget said, investing in yourself is the best gift that you can give to yourself. It's also the best gift that you can give to people around you, because as you maximize your own potential, you also give people permission to maximize their own. As people see you shine, they start thinking, I can shine too, and that is so impactful. So I want to thank you all so much, for being here. And if you want to, book a call with us, definitely do. There, you can sign up. The link is www.elizabethbooker.com/apply, and there will be a link at the bottom of this video in the comments as well. So definitely do that. Even if you don't do anything with the breakthrough session, at least you will uncover what exactly is holding you back and what exactly is stopping you from having the life that you truly want. So so that is it really. And just any last words from Bridget, and I can put up the link so that anyone who wants to see can, you can take a screenshot of it. I don't know, Bridget, if you have any last words.
Yeah, so as Elizabeth said, where do we go from here? We want to help you with your business. We want to help you if you're aspiring entrepreneur, so you've not started your journey yet, so you want to start a business, or you just want a bit of empowerment for your personal life. You're going through a lot of things and you just feel like you could plug into the knowledge that we have, the experience that we have as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as mothers, as women in ministry. Just reach out to Elizabeth. Go to her website, elizabethbooker.com/apply. Send her a message and make sure you book a breakthrough session. It's free. On some of the calls, it will be Elizabeth. I may come on one or two of the calls. But if you want to speak to Elizabeth about any of the topics we've discussed in the last 3 days, mindset, wealth creation, breaking the poverty mindset, starting a business, anything to do with wealth and business, please make sure that you go onto Elizabeth's website and you book that breakthrough session. It's absolutely free. Elizabeth's very generous with her time and information, and then she'll be able to talk you through possible solutions to get you from point A to point B. So make sure you go on there and then you book your session with Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Bridget. And thank you all so much for joining us on this 3-day journey. It has been wonderful. We've really had a great time. The replay will be up shortly for everyone who wants to watch the replay. You can watch it again and share it with your friends. And have a great afternoon. Have a great afternoon and enjoy your, the rest of the